Hey guys, welcome to this Blender tutorial. So in this tutorial we are going to make this quick and easy landscape in Blender. As you can see right here, this is going to be the final result. So this is a very easy beginner friendly tutorial, so anyone can follow along. And if you want to download this project file, you can do so on my Patreon. And yeah, let's start making this. So before actually making anything, we'll go to the add-on section. So just go under the edit menu and under the preferences, go to add-ons. And you need to turn on this add mesh and landscape add-on. So just turn that on and you can close that window. Now when you will press Shift A, under the mesh you will see a new option for a landscape. So you can just select that landscape option. And by default we get this cool mountain. As you can see, there are a lot of presets that you can choose from. But for this tutorial I am going to use the large terrain preset. So just select the large terrain preset. And as you can see, you get this cool looking terrain. Now I'm going to position my camera, so just turn on lock camera to view. And you can press your Ctrl Alt numpad 0 to snap the camera to the viewport position. Again, this plane is a little bit choppy. As you can see, our landscape is low poly. So I'll quickly give it a subdivision surface. After applying the subdivision surface modifier, as you can see, we get a smooth landscape. But for faster viewing purposes, I'll recommend that you turn off the subdivision surface in your viewport. Now we are going to be rendering this in cycles, so you can change your render engine to cycles. And if you have a very powerful graphic card in the device, you can change that to the GPU. Now it's time for our lighting. As you can see, if I go to my render view, we don't have any lighting. So I'll quickly import an HDR image and I'll leave all the links down in the description. So go there and download everything. So I'm going to hop in my shader editor. As you can see, I'm going to go to my world nodes. So as you can see, there is a node for our HDR. Now if you have the Node Wrangler add-on enabled, you can select any texture node and you can press Ctrl T. And that will automatically give you the texture coordinate and the mapping information. So that is quite fast. Now that we have our mapping node, we'll just go to the mapping node settings and we'll change some settings. So basically you can position your skybox, you can rotate it and you can scale it. So I'm just going to rotate it on the Z axis until I get some nice lighting and nice shadows. Now this is completely up to you, but you can also add a hue and saturation node that will let you change the hue of your background. Okay, so now I'm satisfied with the background. So I'm going to go in my object nodes and I'm going to add a new material to our terrain. So we have created a terrain material and as you can see, by default nothing's there. We are going to use some PBR materials in this tutorial. So we are going to use some PBR textures. So in order to apply our textures correctly to our terrain, we need to map our textures. So we need to unwrap this mesh. Fastest way to do that is you go in your edit mode, just tap your U key and you will get this UV mapping menu. And just select the first option, that is the unwrap option. And this might take some time. So it depends on your system. So just select that unwrap option. And as you can see, our mesh is properly unwrapped. Now I'm going to go in my shader tab again. And I'm going to add an image texture. As you can see, I have an image texture. Plug that color into the base color. Everything goes purple because we don't have a texture. I'm going to also press Ctrl T to get our texture coordinate and mapping nodes. Shift D, duplicate that. And as I've said, we'll use PBR textures. So we are going to use the color map, roughness map, the displacement map and the normal map. So we need 4 texture nodes. And you also need to connect the vector into all these 4 image nodes. Now one by one open up your textures. All the textures are in the description again. Download them. So I'm going to open up my roughness map. I'm going to open up my normal map and the height map. Okay, now we have opened all our textures. Now we have to connect them. So we need to do some special things for the normal map and the height map. So we need to add some special nodes. So the first node that we need to add is a normal map node. We also need to add a bump node. Connect the color of the normal map into the normal map node. As you can see, that is quite easy. And select the UV map. Now the height map is just a grayscale texture again, so it contains height information. Plug that into the height of the bump. The normal map normal goes into the normal of the bump. So the bump node sort of combines the normal map and the height map data. And then finally the normal of the bump goes into the normal of the principal. At the moment our texture is not mapped correctly. So I'm just going to increase the scale in the mapping node to 20 because this is a very large landscape, and as you can see, our texture is correctly mapped. We have a good looking PBR texture. We have successfully made our terrain landscape material. So our landscape work is done. Now we need to make the moon that we'll see from a faraway distance. You can also call it a planet. I'll add a basic UV sphere, and you can increase the resolution of the UV sphere. Now this completely depends on the scale of your landscape. So just play with this. I'm just moving it and scaling it. And as you can see, we have our planet or our moon in the faraway distance. And if you don't want this, again, you can completely skip this step. It is up to you if you want a planet or a moon. I felt that this looks quite cool, so I added that. Now it's time to add the fog. Now the fog is quite important in any landscape. The volumetric fog is really quite important, and it gives you a sense of atmosphere. I'm going to add a cube. Now this cube will be the domain of our fog. So make sure that everything is in this cube, because we are going to fill this cube with some volumetric fog. Just select the cube and add a new material. By default, we get a principled shader. Delete that because we need a volumetric shader. So add a principled volume shader. Connect the volume into the volume of the material output. Now we'll go to our render view, and as you can see, everything is black. That is quite normal. But first I'll add some more things to our fog. So Shift A, and I'm going to search for a transparent BSDF. And I'm going to add a mix shader too. So Shift A, I'm going to add a mix shader, and I'm going to mix the principled volume and the transparent BSDF. We'll also need a gradient texture. So Shift A, add a gradient texture. And for the gradient texture, we'll also need a color ramp. Connect the color into the color ramp and the color of the color ramp into the mix shader. Also select the gradient texture, and you can press Ctrl T to get those texture coordinate and mapping nodes. And this is quite important. You need to change the texture coordinate output to object. And by default, we get a linear gradient. So you can change the gradient mode from linear to quadratic sphere. So just add that and nothing happens. But if you play with your color ramp sliders, as you can see, I just inverted the color ramp. So essentially you get a sphere filled with smoke and you get some cool fog. Now in the principled volume shader, just increase the emission strength. So this will give you that smooth fog effect. And you can also give it a color tint. So you can just give it a color that you like. Okay, so that's it guys. You can expand on this. This was the basics. And again, if you want to download this, link is in the description. And thank you for all the support on Patreon and on YouTube as well. Hope you like this tutorial. Leave a like down below and don't forget to subscribe. And I'll see you in the next video.